Marmoush, you know what I mean? He came with a big reputation. The Premier League's a different animal, but today there he showed how dangerous he is. And I'm going to Madrid with a little bit more confidence now.
Before I find out who's out and about today ahead of this Newcastle game, I have to report that I was at the funeral of Tony Buck, the great Tony Buck, former manager and player, yesterday, Friday, and there were a lot of former players there paying their respects. It was a great afternoon, obviously a very sad afternoon, but a great afternoon remembering a fantastic man and somebody who I think I could slightly call a friend towards the end of his life, somebody I've certainly got lots of memories of. Anyway, before I meet the people who are out and about today ahead of Newcastle, here are just 2 or 3 or 4, I think, of the former players giving their thoughts on this game.
I've been very impressed with Newcastle. They've got pace, bit of power all over. Was it Isaac up front? He's handful, and Manchester City brilliant with the ball, but in my opinion conceding too many goals at the moment. You know, we know City will score, but will Newcastle get more? That's the problem. I always like it, a solid defence first and foremost. You don't lose the game. So, and I know there's injuries, but certainly I think Newcastle will be a very, very difficult game for Man City.
That team's not built to defend though, is it? It's built to attack.
I ain't got a problem with attacking, but if you want to win football matches, sometimes you need to defend, because hey, listen, I'm not having a go at anyone, but the biggest thing in football is winning football matches. And because that, and if you say how do we play, great, but winning football matches the ultimate. If you're telling me you'll get goals, brilliant, but Newcastle aren't bad. It'll be a very entertaining game and plenty of goals.
What do you reckon, Gary?
Reid is absolutely right. You know, you can score goals, but you have to defend. No two ways about it. We've got injuries. They've had injuries. For me, it's what team is picked tomorrow. Forget Newcastle, I don't care what they play. They can play the strongest, whatever they depends what team we pick. Marmoush has to play with Haaland. He has to play.
He's not bad.
He's scoring goals. He was scoring goals at Eintracht Frankfurt. He'll score goals here. But you've got to play him. He's got to play tomorrow. Phil Foden's got to play tomorrow. The team has to be the right team that's going to win that game. Okay?
What about defensively?
Defensively, Akanji's out hamstring. That could be, I don't know how long for Akanji. Diaz coming back from injury. We've got defenders coming back from injuries all the time.
No Akanji now.
No Akanji, he won't play. He's out with his hamstring. We buy a young boy, Konusna, who made a mistake against Chelsea. He's a monster, trust me. I've watched him. He's a monster. He has pace. He loves a challenge. He's got to play. You don't spend the money and not play the players. He wants the players to make the team better. These 3 players that he's brought in, Gonzalez has got to play. Marmoush has got to play. Konusna has got to play. Whether it's centre-back or right-back, he's got to play. For me, if he picks the right team tomorrow, and those 3 I think should be in it, Phil Foden, I'd always play Phil Foden. Those 4, Haaland 5, take your choice on goalkeepers, who knows. Play the right team, we can win the game.
Well, it'll be a good game because they're flying, Newcastle, at the moment. They're a tough side, particularly at home they're a tough side. City just need to get themselves back on track. They need to get back to winning ways, try and see a game through. So I'm sure it'll be an entertaining game, and let's hope City can get themselves the win.
What do you think, Jamie?
Yeah, exactly what Paul says there. I think City have got to get themselves back on track, you know, after the game, Real Madrid, where it's won, and suddenly they concede too late on. I think they'll be desperate to get a win on the board back in the Premier League.
Can City beat Newcastle in the current situation of in between the 2 Madrid games?
Well, they nearly beat Real Madrid, so I'm sure they've got a chance of beating Newcastle.
Tell me your story then about what today is for you and what you're expecting.
This is 11 years in the making. Been a City supporter thanks to Blue Moon Dallas and North Texas for the longest time. I've seen a few American friendlies, but my birthday was a few days ago, and a few months ago when I started dating my partner Carla, I didn't think that we would ever go to England for my birthday, but she suggested it, And actually, thanks to Mark Mulv at Blue Moon Dallas, that's how we're able to see this. So as far as expectations, I just come in with the attitude of it'd be nice to see us score a goal and hear like the excitement around the stadium, hearing the public address announcer, say who the player is, because, I mean, that's what it really comes down to. I mean, the people that I've met through Man City outweighs how great our run has been. I know that we really struggled this season, but my gosh, it's been a joy to be a City supporter, and so this is just an accumulation of everything I've always loved about City.
Just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
what do you feel about the growing trend or the direction of travel? It seems to be that in the future there might be more games played in your home country.
Friendlies are fine, but no championships. It's like we already have the World Cup. Keep that in mind. And we are going to have the World Cup at Jerry World in a few years, which is what all of us call where the Dallas Cowboys play. It's made in the vein of like what Jerry Jones wanted. But anyway, so keep, international football international. And you don't have to come to America to play games. You're already very popular. You don't need to be going to America to play. Vice versa. Seeing NFL games in Europe and England, why? We already remember that American Football League that didn't last in the 90s. There's a reference for you.
We're from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We're here to watch the Blues play. This is my son. He's 19. He's never been to a match outside of... he's been to matches outside of England, never here, so it was very nice to be here today.
And I was just talking to a fan from Dallas who's come over. I think it's his first game. And I asked him whether he thought it was a good idea that at some point in the future the Champions League final might go to the States. There might be Premier League games move over there. I'm just curious to know what you think.
Yeah, personally, I don't think it makes much sense. The people who support the team, they're all here. Obviously, people in like America and stuff, they can come see it, but the atmosphere is different depending on where you go. We've got hockey games, football games, all that stuff, Canada and America. It's a different atmosphere from here, and I think
it belongs here.
Yeah, it should stay here.
But there's more money in the States, that's the argument, isn't it?
Yeah, but they can watch it on television or friendlies or, games get people to introduce, like they have 6 games or so in the US, and that'll get people interested, and they can watch the league matches or tournament matches on television like the rest of the world.
So what are you expecting from the game today?
If we played like we did against Real Madrid, for the most part, obviously the end
minus
wasn't
the
great.
end,
we played well, and I think we could get away with a win here. I think we'll get a win today.
Big win today.
Well, we just got to win, haven't we? We've just got to get these Champions League places here, and that's got to be done. It's we're not going to win the league. I think we all know that now. Liverpool, basically home rights theirs to lose. But we've got to get Champions League football, haven't we?
And I've just been speaking to a fan from America, a fan from Toronto, about whether eventually there will be Premier League games, Champions League games played in the States. You're obviously a die-hard Blue, so
yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, it's going to happen, isn't it? It's all money, money, money. It's what it's all about, and City are in the right place to get all the money, aren't they? So we're geared up for it.
So you wouldn't be bothered if it happened?
It happens, isn't it? Rugby League are doing it. Warrington are playing Wigan out there in 2 weeks. So let's see what happens. That's all we want to find out. Put your toe in the water. And nice to be given the chance, I suppose.
That was all right, wasn't it?
I think City have been outstanding, tactically really, really good. Individually, I think they've been better all over the pitch. Caused Newcastle lots and lots of problems. I think per man, every player for Man City's played their part today, and obviously standout players Marmoush. I think it's easy to say well done because he scored a hat-trick, but more impressive for me is the positions he's been finding himself in when City are particularly in attack. And you look at his goals, where he scores, in the danger area, he's been really, really calm in those areas. So very, very impressive.
Savinio's been a key player too, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I was really looking forward to seeing Lewis Hall on this side. I think he's a really good player. He's had an outstanding start to his career, but Savinio's torn to shreds. And I think the criticism of Savinio has been pleasing on the eye. He looks very, very exciting, but a bit like a firework. Not so much at the end of his work, but today he's been all end product today. So really, really pleased for him.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a massive improvement. I thought Nico Gonzalez in midfield, it's something we've been crying out for. Somebody to get the ball, turn, forward pass, when they're breaking, somebody to break up play. And like I say, he got us on the attack a lot quicker than we have all season. Marmoush, you know what I mean? He came with a big reputation. The Premier League's a different animal, but today there he showed how dangerous he is. And I'm going to Madrid with a little bit more confidence now. So I mean, we've got to go there. Let's just put it on him. Thank you. Let's just go there, put it on Madrid. We've got nothing to lose. But today, Ian, was so refreshing and great to see. And I feel like next season we're going to be all right.
Do you think those new lads are going to start in Madrid then?
I think so. I think it could be a good learning experience for him. Why not put it on him, and why not give him the experience? Listen, Real Madrid are a different animal, we know that, and we're not the Manchester City of a couple of years ago. But we're rebuilding and it's transition. So throw him in the deep end, take it on the chin, and listen, why not? Let's go to Madrid and win.
Fantastic. Finally, a wonderful opportunity to see Marmoush in full flight, Ian. I spoke of my admiration for him, weeks ago against many a side, and I think, look, you look now and you realise what we've gone and bought. We've gone and bought somebody that's willing to run in behind, that's willing to come short and get involved in the play intricately. Someone that's willing to drift out wide and link things up in wide areas. He's a real firecracker of a player, and he's somebody that I don't think Pep wants to tie up. I was a bit worried last week and midweek when I saw him maybe looking to recycle the ball a lot from the left-hand side, and maybe that he'd become, a player that maybe he wasn't bought to be. But I saw a lot of what he was bought to be today, and I'm very excited by him. I think he's fantastic. Careful what I say here, because I don't want people to misinterpret me, and I've got to explain what I mean by this. The closest thing to a Sergio that we've seen here, somebody that will hit on sight, and he'll shoot on sight. He'll work a yard for himself, and he'll look for the bottom or top corners. He'll look to lob the keeper from them areas. And he's got pace and speed, and he's very, very small, and he's got a low centre of gravity. Really excited by him, really excited to see what comes next. Thought Kusanov and Stones worked really well together. I thought Guardiola was exceptional at left wing back. Great to see O'Reilly get a few minutes as well. And overall, against the top-notch side in Newcastle, under a good manager in Eddie Howe, we managed to keep Isak quiet and get a really good 3 points under our belt. So onwards and upwards. Can we go to Madrid? Can Marmoush turn it on? I'd be starting him. Let's go out there and give it everything and try and get out of that tie with a win.
I'm hoping we're back to business again now. We've been poor for a while, but today Rico playing back in position, or a position that he's more familiar with, he shone for a bit. We just look more confident. It's like we lost it, like I've said before, a bit of lethargy, but now it seems that we're bonding again. We're coming back together. We're playing as a team again, and we're looking good. Long may it last.
There's a lot of energy in that team, wasn't there?
There was a lot of energy, and changing things around and putting people back into the position that they should have been has worked marvellously. And I think they gelled more than they have done. They've looked confused at times in other games, and I think they're more solid, and some good substitutions. They came on and he did the job he was supposed to do. McAtee was inspiring, just coming on and straight away. So, yeah, I mean, it's too late to be looking for glory now, but at least with new players coming through and the players we've bought, it's looking as though we're going to get stronger and more solid. And looking forward to the rest of the season. But I'm more looking forward to next season, because I think we could be special again. It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. Good outing. Love it. Played really well today.
Where have you come from for the game?
Came all the way from Minnesota.
So it lived up to your expectations?
Absolutely. Exceeded my expectations.
What did you expect to see today then?
Well, I was hoping for a win, we got that. So I can't ask for anything more than that.
Who impressed you? Anybody in particular?
Well, Omar, yeah, kind of a pretty big game there. You know, get a hat trick in the first half. That's not a bad game. Not a bad game.
You watch all the games over there?
As many as we can. You know, NBC covers it, so that's been pretty darn handy.
I'm glad you enjoyed your trip.
We did. Thank you very much.
Well, that's the sort of result and performance that will give everybody a lift at Manchester City going into that game in Madrid in midweek, and of course Liverpool next weekend. So City win 4-0. Marmoush will get the headlines, but of course there are other players in there who are very much involved in it as well.
Who are we?
What did you think of it?
Fantastic. Marmoush, get in, lad. It's about time that we had someone else up front to help him out. Brilliant game.
What did you think of? I mean, I thought Savinho played really well.
He's a great player. Sometimes he needs to think about what he's doing rather than just trying to skin someone. He can do it. He knows he can do it, but mix it up.
Does that give you a lift now for Madrid and Liverpool next weekend?
I'm not scared of Liverpool. I think we do them. But basically, Madrid it's only a goal down. It's only a goal down. Do that easy. We've done it before. We can do it again. Go to their place, smash them.
Keep the faith.
Nice one, buddy. Boosh.
There you go. It's great to be a Blue, isn't it? See you in Madrid if you're going, and thanks for your support.